So one thing in my parents' yard that I didn't really plant it, it kind of just happened, but I had this side yard where we planted a silver maple years ago, and I don't know if anyone's familiar with maple roots and how they form like a thick carpet that you cannot dig through. And so I didn't really know what to do. So I just started using pots and doing groupings of like 3 and 5 pots all along there. And whenever I have people over to my parents' yard to check it out, that's always the comment that they say is, I love how much you used pots. Because not only did I do it on the side yard because I didn't want it to look funny, I also like made them focal points in beds. Because like when you journey through the garden, it kind of, I'll put it at the end of like, either a path or a grass spot where you're walking around looking at plants to kind of draw you in. And if you do a grouping of 3 to 5 pots, it really looks good. I try to stay more with neutral colors. I started with a bunch of crazy colored pots, but it got a little too crazy. So I did more of some like natural earth tones and browns. And it really is nice because you can do like a conifer in one, a Japanese maple in the other, and then, the front two put in seasonal colors. So you don't have to replant every single pot every single time. So that was one thing that was really successful for me. It solved the problem where you couldn't dig a hole even if you tried, and if you could get something in the ground, that maple tree was going to suck up all the roots. So under trees, it's perfect. It really works well.
That's so cool. Where do you get pots from? Like I always find like it's such an investment, and like the older I get, like obviously I'm a little bit more happy to spend money on pots, but like some years ago that was really not a thing
Yeah, I
for me.
mean,
And I feel like, to be honest, like pots have gotten, like, even cheap plastic pots have come such a long way of like
mhm.
what they look like. They are not as ugly anymore.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I know you were in
We at
Atlanta
Surfscape, we're
where
picking up a
the
new
king
pot
of
vendor
pots
called.
is.
Yeah, at Surfscape, we're picking up a new pot vendor called MPG Pottery. They've got some really nice stuff. They've got some nice looking modern, clean stuff and some more traditional stuff. But I just find
Can you
pots
repeat that? What
wherever.
was it called?
MPG Pottery. They're based out of South
Cool.
Georgia, so they're fairly local to Georgia, so it's kind of cool. But you can also not necessarily just from them, but I mean, hate to say it, but a really great place to find pots is at home or TJ Maxx. They have great prices on pots.